I got my good luck water bottle right here. It's the first show. Maybe there's going to be some more if this show goes good. If this show goes not good, then there probably won't be any more shows. Okay. Hello and welcome everybody to the Let's Talk MMA podcast where we talk, you guessed it, baseball. How about that game one, Rays versus Yankees, ALDS baseball. Yankees come away with the win. Let's go Yanks. No, today we're talking about MMA. You know, that's the name of the show. It's what we do here. If this show sucks, you'll probably never see it again. If it's kind of good, you might see it again. Let's get right into the different topics we got for today. Jones versus Izzy. I'm going to get out my phone. I'm not texting, I promise. Got some notes here. I want to talk about some stuff. Let's get into it. John Jones versus Israel Adesanya makes more sense right now than ever before. And I feel like people might be shocked when I say that. But think about GSP versus Anderson Silva, right? That's a fight that should have happened. It's two legends. They freaking never fought, and now we're all like, what if? What if that happened? Who would win? We don't want that with John Jones and Izzy. And think about the position that both of them are in right now. Izzy just came off a huge victory over Paulo Costa, looked completely dominant. He's kind of cleaned out that division. Beat Whitaker, beat Kelvin Gastelum, beat Anderson Silva, beat Paulo Costa, beat Yoel Romero, beat Derek Brunson, Brad Tavares. He's beaten a lot of guys in that division. Cleared it out. Cannonier or Whitaker, the winner of that fight's probably next. Darren Till, after a couple wins, has a chance of fighting. Jack Hermanson is another guy. But these guys don't like each other. There's been some trash talk lately. John Jones saying that Izzy's a clown and he wants to break his neck. Izzy fires back saying that his mom would be disappointed in him, referring to John Jones. Crazy shit. Light heavyweight strap was vacated by John. He wants to move up to heavyweight. Francis versus Stipe is going to happen, so he's got to wait for that. He's not going to fight Jan Blachowicz. He's not just going to give up the belt and then go back and fight. So let's do either a catchweight fight or just have a light heavyweight fight without the strap. I think you can have that fight without a strap. I don't think anyone's going to be upset if the title's not on the line just because it's two freaking G's just going at it and they're going to fight each other. I think this fight needs to happen. I think the grudge match is enough to sell the fight. Make it a main event. No one will care that the belt's not on the line. It's just two stars, and they should fight. And I think Izzy has a shot. People are counting out Izzy. If you look at Jones's last couple of performances, it's not the prime John Jones, We got to make this fight before Jones gets too old and too slow to actually put on a good fight. And I'm not trying to shit on Jones. He's a crazy athlete. He's still fighting tremendously. He hasn't lost. He's undefeated other than that Matt Hamill fight. But we don't talk about that. So let's make that fight. Who's with me? If you agree, tell me in the comment section. Next, we have WTF Conor McGregor. What are you doing, buddy? So you're going to fight 3 times. Pandemic happened, so I understand why you're not fighting 3 times in 2020. But then you retired because you can't get fights. And then there's talk about you wanting to fight Diego Sanchez, which is insane in my opinion. And then you want to fight Manny Pacquiao in the boxing ring. Stay out of the boxing ring. No one wants to see you in the boxing ring. We want to see you in the octagon, with those 4-ounce gloves, knocking dudes out or getting knocked out. Some of the people who are MMA fans don't really like you, Conor. I don't know if you know that, but that's the fact. Then there's this talk about Dustin Poirier versus McGregor outside of the UFC for charity. Dana White's like, you ain't fighting without me. I don't like charity. Fight for the UFC. He sends out a contract. Dustin accepts, at least over Twitter, but that's Twitter. McGregor is kind of silent about it. So I don't know what's up with Conor McGregor, but come back to us, dude. We like watching you fight, even though people will hate all over you. I mean, I just did a video talking about why you will never be champion again, but I want to see you fight, dude. I want to see you fighting people. It's entertaining. It's box office. Who doesn't love a McGregor fight? It's an event, and it's really good for the MMA and UFC in general. So come back to us. Next, we're going to talk about Holm. But first, I got to drink my water because I need it. Or else my mouth is just going to be all dry, and that's just not good. Holly Holm is coming off a very impressive victory over Irene Aldana at UFC Fight Island 4. She was just dominant. I think that's the only word you can use to describe her performance. She just looked all around great. She outclassed Aldana, and the striking is just like better than I've ever seen from Holly Holm, I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm overhyping. I have seen like other people say that on Twitter though. But anyways, Holly Holm, number 2 in the bantamweight division, right? Her only losses, hear this, are to Amanda Nunes. Go. Cyborg, a beast. GDR, a beast. Misha Tate, a beast. Valentina Shevchenko, probably like number 2 female fighter in the world. Cyborg has, maybe Cyborg, but she only loses to like murderers, and she's the number 2 in the bantamweight division. Unfortunately, GDR is in front of her, who also just got a victory. She should get a title shot eventually. I know she's gotten one like not too long ago, but like putting Megan Anderson against Amanda Nunes is almost like a sacrifice. I feel kind of bad saying that. That's like such a douchey thing for me to say, who's never been in a fight before. But Holly Holm with a couple more wins, put her back in there. I want to see her with the belt again. I just love me some Holly Holm. She's just you can tell she's just a great person. Nothing against Amanda Nunes. She's great too, but I just want to see Holly Holm with a win because it seems like she's had a lot of losses, but look at that resume. She only fights killers. Next, we're going to talk about the Brandon's fight. Brandon Moreno versus Brandon Royval. This is a fight that's like, it just got announced. It's for UFC 255. It's going to be a good fight. Flyweights are starting to look good again. Their last couple title pay-per-views, what am I saying? The last couple title fights for the flyweights haven't been on pay-per-view. And Dana, remember, he almost killed that division. But now look at it now. Brandon Royval coming off a big win over Kai Kara France. He's on like a 4-fight win streak. All of those fights ended with him getting a submission victory. Next, you have Brandon Moreno, who's the number 2 under only Joseph Benavidez and the champion. He's on a 3-fight win streak, including a draw in there, but I'm not going to count that draw. He probably should be fighting for the title now that Cody Garbrandt pulled out, but I think it's going to be, who'd they go with? They went with Perez, I believe, but a lot of people were surprised that Moreno got skipped over. Maybe he just couldn't make that weight in the amount of time that he was given. I don't know when that fight is, but yeah, whoever wins this fight, I think, is like the guy. He's the next guy to fight Figueiredo or Perez, whoever's the champion. I think they're going to fight him. I can see him being leapfrogged by Cody Garbrandt just because Cody's got that name. And with Cody becoming champion, he instantly just elevates the flyweights, makes them more entertaining. But Brandon Royval and Brandon Moreno, you got to start paying attention to those names that I'm butchering. But fun fighters. Especially Brandon Royval, just his last 2 performances against Tim Elliott and Kai Kara France have just been really, really fun to watch. So I'm looking forward to that fight very much. And this leads into Fight Island 5. I'm just going to talk about the main event and co-main. This is a pretty good fight night card. I'm excited with it. I'll probably do like a deeper breakdown video in the future. I won't get too in-depth here, but we got Marlon Moraes versus Corey Sandhagen, which is a good fight. Those are 2 guys who are just dogs. Marlon Moraes is coming off a 1-fight win streak against Jose Aldo. Yeah, a lot of people thought that he lost the fight, but he got the win for it. Corey Sandhagen's coming off of a loss from Aljamain Sterling. Interesting style matchup. The way I see this one going down is Marlon Moraes might be like the best 1-round fighter in the bantamweight division. He's just like crazy power, really good striking, but he tires. So I see if the fight goes more than 3 rounds, I see Corey Sandhagen having the advantage there, just as an all-around mixed martial artist. But Marlon Moraes could get a stoppage victory within the first 1, 2, 3 rounds. That's how I see that. Next, we got Edson Barboza versus Makwin Amirkhani. I definitely butchered that name, bro. I'm so sorry. But anyways, the Edson Barboza experiment at featherweight is in full effect. He had 1 fight so far, unless there was another one that I can't think of, but against Dan Ige. He lost the fight. A lot of people had him winning. It's like, no, you shouldn't be sad to lose to Dan Ige. The guy's a beast. We saw that even with his fight with Calvin Kattar. Kattar's just another killer. Ige can take a punch and he can throw one at the same time. He's a murderer, so it'll be interesting to see how Barboza does at featherweight. It's kind of surprising when I found out that he was going down to featherweight, just because he's kind of a big dude. He's definitely a big featherweight, I'll tell you that. But you know, you get what you get with Barboza. Crazy kicks, really good striking. I don't know enough about his opponent, but I think that'll be a fun fight. So yeah, that's Fight Island 5. Now we are at the end, people. We talked about everything we need to talk about. I might do a future video on Fight Island 5, breaking it down more, doing more research on the fighters, and giving my predictions and preview and whatnot. But thank you guys for all the support lately. 100K views on my latest breakdown. You guys really like watching Israel Adesanya hump Paulo Costa, I guess. But check out my funny breakdowns if you haven't already. You guys seem to really, really enjoy those. More content's coming soon. Thank you for 100 and 200 subscribers. I passed those milestones like that, like within a couple of days. Insane the amount of subscribers I got lately. It's awesome. Thank you guys so much. But yeah, that's the show. I hope I did a decent job. Peace out. Until next time, where we talk more baseball. This has been Let's Talk MMA.